asset-centric design in SCADA systems. So this is a situation where you design your SCADA system based on which assets do you have. If you have, let's say, a motor component, you will be having maybe the speed, you have your voltage sensor, your current sensor, and such information. So the idea is in the design, we have assets. So our design is not, previously we had tag-centric SCADA systems, and that is what is most common because that is the old and the very available system to use with the tag-centric systems. However, as we are evolving towards a machine learning based system where we can do a lot of predictive maintenance, we can do a lot of quality analysis using our machine learning models, we would want our models to understand which assets do we have. For example, taking on our dashboard, we have a number of assets. We have, let's say, this is the feed motor. Okay, we have a tank. A tank has these, they're called agitation motors. We have a separator, we have a homogenizer, we have a sterilizer, we have a filler, cooling tower, and we have a boiler, a feed pump for the boiler. All these assets, they have different sensors, different parameters to consider. So the question is, can we design the whole system as asset centric? So previously, initially we have our model designed as um, it's designed as tag centric, where each and every tag, as you can see, is exists in the default tag table. So the idea is if we have our system to be asset centric, we can have items saved as assets. So for this reason, we have several segments. So these outside the project itself, we have the asset manager, and here we can manage the asset types. So for example, this is the Jacka robot. Uh, it's a duplicate. I think we should get rid of one, same version. Yeah, so we can delete them. We have motors. So we will get rid of at least one of these. Don't want so basically I'll do this later. However, we have several things. So of now we have our interesting tanks. So if we take a tank, these are general properties, the foliate existing, the ID, the type, category, it's a vessel, the equipment is a tank. You can change these, but these will exist as a template for other projects to use. So you can go to properties. So which properties can your tank have? So we have the level as a percentage. So this unit, you can change this unit. Is it a percentage, 0 to 100%? Is it liters, maybe 10,000 liters or something like that? And we have the temperature. So, and we have an alarm. But these should be in alarms. Okay, so we have high alarm, we have temperature, we have low alarm. Communication, these will change depending on what you have. So this is still in design, but let's go to our tank, our project itself. Now, our project is the viewport. So this is our milk processing plant, and we go to assets. So this is a dashboard. Dashboard has quite a number of items, but let's go to receiving. No, I have done receiving. I will want to do something else. Let's go to filler. So here we have two tanks. We have, this is tank level production T0, T301. So these two tanks are the same as in the dashboard. These two, tank 3 and tank 4. Tank 3 and tank 4. So here is our filler, and we have tank 3 and tank 4. So we would want these to be assets instead of standalone tanks. So if we're doing maybe, well, we wouldn't be doing any machine learning on a tank, but let's say if we're doing data on a filler, then we have interesting number of data for the filler. Actually, let's do the filler instead. So we go to asset types. So we don't have a filler in our asset type, so we create a new asset type, and folder name, let's create this folder with all these fields. Okay, so maybe in our plant we have hundreds of fillers, or maybe 10 fillers. It will be easy because we have an easy way to design this. So type ID filler, display name, filler, category. So which categories do we have? VFD sensor. Let's have this category as filler, because let's say you have 10 models of fillers and 10 types of fillers from different companies. You would want to have them in the same category. Equipment type, filler. Okay, so we say everything is a filler. We create our asset. So we have the folder, the version, the asset type, the name, category, equipment, faceplate ID, we use none. So let's select component, SVG view. Okay, it will be, this is what we will use to display our filler. And tag naming property, this is how we will design. So the prefix is which how do we identify that this tag is this a tag for this specific filler, and then the tag prefix. So it will be, that is now the value that comes before now this prefix. And then the property is, what are we monitoring? Is it temperature? Is it fill rate? Is it whichever count? So the prefix is this value that we'll have here. Next, we go to properties. So let's okay. First, let's save this. I want to go to view, filler view. These values should be here. Let's bring these values here, and let's see which properties we have. So this is our liters today, API target. No, these will have these as separate values. Not these are not values for our filler. This is the progress. So this is here. So numeric. So this is the flow, fill rate, um, flow totalizer, and temperature. Okay, so let's bring this here. So flow rate, the totalizer, and the temperature. Then we go to back to our asset types, filler, and then we edit properties now. We add a property, and this is the flow rate. Uh, Flow rate, FR. Let's give it FR. Filler, FR, flow rate. Data type will be a real value. Unit, the unit used here is liters per minute. So liters second, liters per minute. Read access, historian. Let's not have it as a ML output. And then here, flow totalizer, that's for how much you have filled for a given amount of time. So let's just call it the same way. Flow totalizer, and then filler, total flow, EF, and then it's a read. This is liters. Read, you could also have this on the historian. So next thing is a property temperature. Fill temperature. Filler temp. Let's just have filler temp because it's only a single value. And these we have degrees Celsius. Now, just a second. Degrees Celsius. Degrees Celsius. It can be saved in the historian. So let's have just these three values. Then we go to ML profile. For now, we don't have anything that we want to include an ML profile, but we can give this. It will be empty, but at least the field will be available. We have alarms. We don't have an alarm for now, and we can maintain the rest as they are. So we save. And then now, if you see, we don't have any tags because we have not added an instance of our filler here. So we refresh, and then now we go to instances. Now we had two tanks. We had added two tanks. And now I'm going to add a new item. Okay. in this new item, I'm going to call this filler. The type is a filler. Tag prefix. Now the tag prefix that we want for this is a filler. Any tag that has filler before it, it will be there. So is there apparent asset? No. Label, let's just have it as filler. Second. Face plate ID, we have none. Visual component. So we search for filler in our tags. Let's see, food. Yes. So we have fill in this. Let's take this. Yeah, this is a dual head, but it's okay. We can use this. And then since we're using SVG communication module, every data will be coming via OPC instance name, filler. We have nothing else. The device node is this, and we apply. Okay. Now we save this, and plus now we should see. So this rename, we should be filler. No. See, yeah, the asset is filler. Run temperature. Okay, so I see where the error is. It added properties of a motor, because these are properties of a motor. Okay, sorry about that. We had to fix some bugs. Now we come back to instances. So we have one row tank, and let's duplicate this. So let's rename this to one. Tank one, tank storage, tank prefix is the tank one. Everything else is similar. Tank instance, tank one. Node, it's of course on viewport, and then we're going to save it. Great. So these should pick up. Yeah, milk for storage tank one and milk storage tank two. Now we can see the tags are correct. The tags are correct. Now we try to do the filler again. I had to fix a few bugs there. So we add a new component. And as you can see, the tag table has not been created. That was the problem. It created the tag table automatically. So filler, the type is filler, tag prefix, filler, no asset ownership, no faceplate ID. The label should be the filler. So these we look for filling, and then go to food, we drop it there. Com module is asset name, filler. Device node, we will not select that, and then we save. Now you see a problem. We had this as filler, so let me do this. The tag prefix. So duplicate, and then filler. Should we duplicate? Because I want to change the tag prefix. No, remove this duplicate, and let's change this tag prefix. Save. Okay. So we'll need to remove this delete. Yeah. Yep. So that solves our problem. Perfect. That solves our problem. Now, we come back to these items. Let's go back to the assets. instances, and let's go to our filler. So now the tags, we will need to attach tags. Now it will be easy to sync tags from assets. So let's go to the fault tag tables, and we can see we don't have a way to separate based on the filler type, but we'll be seeing this in the next. So see, let's come back to our dashboard, and that's our filler, but we're interested in this value. So properties, this is the tag address. So we copy this and come here to the tags viewport, rotank one, no, filler, yes. Um, we need the address that this filler is. Let's see, dashboard, degree Celsius, return CH01 return temperature. So, and this is dairy park field. So they have, because before it was a tag centric, so we had designed different items with different tags. Now we need to change a couple of things, and the first thing will be doing that later, but for now we need to see what this value actually is. So return temperature, this is the value we are looking for. So we come to our tag tables default, and we are looking for CH01, CH, so CH, this should be util. It's a utility, it's designed as a utility, CH01 return temperature. Let's go to our tag addresses. So utility, CH01 return temperature, R state, city, my apologies, CH01 supply temperature. How am I missing return temperature? This is the return temperature. So MD32. This is the address we are interested in. So MD32. And we come to this and we go here, fill address, we paste. Okay. So now this has resolved automatically, but we could resolve it automatically if we had our addresses pre-configured with the right prefix. Now, from there, we come to implementing the item itself. So this is our filler. Let's remove this. And now let's add the asset filler that you have. Here is our asset filler. So we have just replaced the previous filler, and this automatically comes with the tag binding. It's not correct at the moment. So this will be, let's see, filler. Let's take that value for instance. Yeah. So right now, not much is happening. It will make sense if, for example, we have one of these tanks. So that's the filler. Let's take a tank, for example, and the tank we'll take is this. We're going to take this tank, for example, and the process will be very easy. No, let's do it in the pasteurization section, no, in the receiving section. We have our tanks, two tanks, and no other item. We have no other item. So let's add a tank, but before we add it, we need to attach an address to the tank. So this raw storage, we want the tank level, so we need the address. So we go to our dashboard and we go to tank one. So which tank one is row S201 level percent. We go to default, so row We are looking for row. Yes, row S201. Let's do a current, voltage, health, meter, temperature, power. S201, level percentage, MD0. That was our first item, MD0. So these are percentage, will be a level or a percentage. Let's take the percentage, receiving, we come back. We go to the assets instance, raw storage, this, and let's give it this. Ha, no, remove. Uh, let's give it this address, MD0. Okay, and we save this. Okay, now we can close that for sure. No, we're going to save anything. We close dashboard. We close the report. This is the tank we want to replace, but we will have it as an extra tank here. So we place it and we can have it as our tank here. So we do a little configurations to make it appealing. So level percentage should start at 7. Okay. Anything else? Now let's maintain everything else as is. So automatically you can see that this has been tag binding is done. And the reason this tag binding is showing level is because if you come here in the asset types, we can see that we have tank. Let's go to tank. And you go to properties, you have level. So whichever address we assign to this level percentage is what will be shown on that address. So to confirm that value, we are going to run, so we are going to run these on our SCADA system. And let's see if we can download it. So this is our previous project, but we are not interested in that right now. So download, and we want the HMI, we deploy. Transfer complete. And here is a project. So dashboard. We are not interested in the dashboard right now. We're interested in the receiving station. So this is the receiving station. No. Then where did we do our filling? Let's see. Receiving. Oh, we had it in the filler. Okay, no problem. Let's go to the filler. Yes, we can see our tank. So this tank is the same as this pasteurized tank T301. But it's not the same as this tank, but it should be this tank, tank 01. That was a mistake, but it's okay. We can deal with that later. And we need to run our model. Let's see. Oh, it just disappeared. So receiving. So let's fix that bug and we can come back and see why our tank actually disappeared. So we stop. Let's. So after a while, figured out what the issue was. So the issue is the naming of the components because the components are varying. We have a challenge in the naming of components, meaning we have to redo most of the components so that we can get the right naming. However, I've been able to figure it out. So this is an asset. This is our asset in this case. And we go to properties. So this is the tag that is bound. So the problem is the tag bindings. They are making the project to be faulty. and we are going to see it running. So it's an asset, it has the properties, and we go to receiving. So nothing is currently on. So this has been fixed, the tag level, and we can see it's a mirror of this. However, if we run it, these two are going to disappear because they have not been fixed yet. And just a second. See, yes. So those two have disappeared. It appeared for a while and then disappeared because of the naming. But as you can see, these both are at 61%. So there are few challenges we are going to fix, and then that problem will be solved. Um, Better projects to see that we have done. We can close this. Yeah, close projects. Let's go to our actual default project, and we can go to the dashboard. And we can see, so these are our assets. And as you can imagine, they have all been bound. So this is bound to the address. You can see it is bound to the asset and the ID on which it is bound. And we go to instances. So the Jaka robot is the instance, and it contains all these assets. And for example, if you go to tags, you can see the addresses. So we have also fixed our tags. For example, we can search for a tag stop, and we can see which tag address that is in.